with a brand new beer from Samuel Adams. This is a beer that came out very recently. I think it was December of 2017 is when this came out, but I've only just now got it in my stores. So I purchased it today in a little boxed 6-pack of cans. This is a pale ale, a brand new pale ale, which I'm very intrigued with. This is Sam 76. It's a pale ale. It says a revolutionary beer, 4.7% alcohol by volume. Gets a 3.7 out of 5 on Beer Advocate. 12 IBUs. Very interesting. It says Sam 76 is the perfect union of lager and ale, giving you a craft beer with the flavor of an ale and the refreshment and crisp finish of a lager. The result is revolutionary. So, the only reason I knew about this is I'm in a lot of groups on Facebook, lots of them with Jay Terrio, who does his Louisiana beer reviews. If you don't know about the Louisiana beer reviews done by Ronald J. Terrio, go search on YouTube for Louisiana beer reviews. You will find him. He's a great beer reviewer. So I'm in a lot of Facebook groups with him and a lot of other people. So I saw this and I found it today. So let's go ahead and crack this open and see what this is. See if this is a perfect union between lager and ale. So having read that on the can, I think that's a good thing to have read to see if that's what they really did that. Never had this before. It's, like I said, it's brand new. And I'm sitting here. I don't know if any of you saw my plans for 2018 video. I'm figuring out videos to do, so that's what I'm doing right now. Look at that. Poured it into my Samuel Smith pint glass. Love Samuel Smith. If you haven't had anything from Samuel Smith, I know that they do have beers for about $5 a bottle at least here. So, but even still, it's worth it. Look at that! Look at this presentation. It already looks very, very nice. 3 fingers of a white head. The body is clear, but it also has some haze to it. Like you can see in the camera, you can see here, like it has some kind of haze to it. I can see some very, very tiny particulate matter going on here. Some bubbles going upward. Has a yellowish, in the light, has a yellowish straw color. But in the camera, it looks more orangish, golden. But it does kind of have an orangish color when it's not, or when direct light is not going through it. That smells very. It smells hoppy with like a citrus thing going on with it. A citrus and a floral thing with it, and it also has like a breadiness to it. Very, very interesting. This is less ABV than the Boston Lager from them, so then this has a little more hop profile by the nose to it. Let's go ahead and take a sip here. Like I said, the hop profile on the palate is slightly citrusy, slightly floral. There's a slight like the brightiness on the nose is much higher than it is on the palate. Pretty much you're getting those hops, and then you're getting a little bit of like a maltiness there, and then it kind of fades out. It reminds me of a session ale, very, very, very much so. Um, that's kind of what it is. Like you get those citrusy floral hops on a very very minute level. It reminds me not of a session IPA because session IPAs have much more bitterness to them, and the hoppiness is still higher. But this reminds me very very much of a session IPA or a session ale at all. And not in the best way, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I cannot remember how much the 6 pack was. I need to make sure I keep that. I need to make sure I'm looking at that, or at least keeping the receipt so that I can look, so that I can read it for you, because I believe in making sure to give all the information that I can in doing a beer review. So there's that. Yeah, this is very session like. Very session like. It has that effect where you get a good amount, you get something, and then that kind of whoosh, goes out to nothing. Um, and I'm not sure what a union between a lager and an ale would be. In my mind, a union between a lager and an ale would be something like where you're getting a ton of flavor, because like the way I understand an ale is a beer that has a ton of flavor, ton of body, and a lager that has a good amount of flavor but is still very thin, crisp, refreshing. So it has the lager thing nailed down where it's crisp, not I would say crisp, but it's refreshing. It does have that lager quality, but I'm not sure that's holding up about the ale thing. It would need to have at least a good bit more flavor for it to match up with being a union between a lager and ale. It's mostly just lager, I guess. Here's what I'm thinking. By the looks of it, it looks ale-like to me, but by the taste, it tastes more lager to me, I guess. Because it's thin, it's the feel is dry, light. It's not crisp because, as you know, when you get at the beginning, you get this flavor, and then that kind of fades out. It's very very drinkable, very very crisp. Not crisp, but very very crushable. It does have a level of refreshingness. It is quite refreshing. This is some good, some bad. Not bad. There's no off-putting things, but I'm gonna stick with a B minus on this one personally. Personally, I think the Sam 76 is a B minus, and that's just because it tastes more lager and not very much ale, because an ale should have more flavor than this. And even a lager, I think most macro lagers have more flavor than this. Some people don't. Some people who are beer snobs don't like the flavor, but lagers that are macro lagers have more flavor than this. I'd much rather go with Miller High Life, MGD, Budweiser, Bud Ice, stuff like that than I would this, personally. So this is marginally good, B minus on the lowest level of good, marginally good. If I think it's intriguing, the product is intriguing at least to see what you think of it. So I think if you really want to know what it's like, to try it for yourself. But as a beer to just drink, I would not recommend it at all. It's just barely good. So marginally good, B minus. So let me know if you've had the Sam 76 from Samuel Adams. Thank you very much for watching.